Alright, now if I was to showcase you this device, you would probably say, yeah, that looks like a typical Realme device. But when you say typical, you might also assume that this thing looks a little bit premium. Because it really does look kind of premium, shining in this light with that great camera module. So yeah, in fact, even in the office when I showcased this to Ashish, he was like, yeah, this phone must cost around 20-25,000. And that's the thing. This is the Realme 9i, which has just been launched for a price of rupees 14,000. I mean, that's the starting price tag. And for that price, Realme has a lot of things going right. Now, I'm not saying this is the best phone under rupees 15,000, but I've been using it for the past 1 week, and definitely Realme has a strong competitor for sure. But why do I say that? And what exactly are those things that make the 9i pretty good? And what are its shortcomings? Well, that's what this video is all about. This is Varun from GTR, and you're watching my review of the Realme 9i. Let's get started. Alright, so right off the bat, let's just start by talking about the design here, because that is clearly one of the biggest highlighted points of the Realme 9i. You see, a lot of people want a phone in this segment that is something that they can flaunt. It should have a flashy look to it. And the 9i definitely delivers on it. Like I said, the camera module in itself makes the phone look far more premium. And although this is a plastic back, the finish on this is nice. Now, it's got both pros and cons to it. The pro being that when you shine light on it, it definitely looks very good. The con being that it attracts fingerprints very well, very easily, to the point where although it's a frosted back finish, but yeah, it gets ugly very fast. And okay, ugly might sound like a very bad term, but obviously that's a very subjective thing when you have a lot of fingerprints on it. But otherwise, this is a very good looking device. Also, Realme has ensured that the device feels quite ergonomic for a device that comes with a big display. Now, I will be talking about that panel in a bit in the display section, but as far as the overall design goes, I am quite liking this. The power button here doubles up as a fingerprint scanner, and the volume rockers are on the left side, and both of these things are easy to access, so that's good. Now the camera bump here is noticeable for sure, but the device doesn't wobble that much on the table, and that's nice to see. Also, that camera module is very similar to the OnePlus Nord 2 or Realme's own GT Neo 2. So yeah, you kind of understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, Realme understood what the market demand was for under rupees 15,000 in terms of the design, and they've definitely managed to deliver that. Now, in terms of connectivity, you get a 2+1 slot here, so you can choose to install 2 SIM cards and add on more storage with a microSD card slot. There's also 3.5mm headphone jack here, which once again is a nice feature. So with design out of the way, let's move on to the next big thing on the Realme 9i, which is this big display. Now the Realme 9i packs in a 6.6-inch IPS LCD panel, which is tapped at 90Hz. You get 500 nits of peak brightness, which isn't the best, obviously, but as far as LCDs go, it's fine and can survive average outdoor usage. Now see, personally, I would have preferred if they had gone with AMOLEDs. That might not have been a general expectation had the Moto G31 not launched with an AMOLED display at this price. So yeah, I mean, considering the fact that Moto G31 is priced 1,000 rupees cheaper than this and also comes with an AMOLED panel, definitely makes the 9i feel a little bit lackluster. But then there's also the factor of personal choice here. A lot of people want a higher refresh rate display in comparison to an AMOLED panel. So yeah, personally I prefer AMOLEDs because they look vibrant and they perform better under direct sunlight. Other folks might just want a smooth display that still looks good and has accurate color reproduction, which the Realme 9i definitely delivers. So that's good. Also, the main idea of having a big display here was the fact that most people will be using this for your entertainment needs. And in that kind of a scenario, the Realme 9i's panel does come with Widevine L1 certification, so that's good. One issue that I did notice was that Netflix apparently shows up as not supported inside this phone. It seems to be a common issue, but you can just download the APK. We did that, downloaded the APK, installed it, logged in, and everything seems to be working fine. I have contacted the brand on that, and they said that they will be working on an update with Netflix to ensure that in the future or by the time that you are actually able to buy the device, Netflix will be just downloadable easily from the Play Store. But yeah, right now in our review units, at the very least, this is the scenario. Also, like I said, this is definitely for entertainment needs, and aiding the display is the audio segment. So not only do you get a 3.5 headphone jack here, which is good, the phone also comes with stereo speakers. Now it's not proper stereo because the phone uses the earpiece as the left channel based on how you're holding it. And obviously there's not a equal balance, it's more like 60-40. But at the end of the day, it sounds very good, very loud, and definitely the sound is quite crisp if you compare it to the other phones in its segment. Alright, so moving along, let's talk about the camera here. So the 9i comes with a 50MP primary shooter, a 2MP macro, a 2MP depth sensor, basically a couple of those useless sensors, and a 16MP selfie shooter. Now, before we get into the results, right off the bat, reading off that spec sheet, I am kind of let down by the fact that there is no ultra wide sensor here. I mean, if you're going to be having a multi camera setup, please ensure that there's one primary and one ultra wide at the very least. And if you're going to be doing a multi camera setup, at least ensure that two of them are useful sensors. The 50MP sensor is a very decent camera. It's not excellent by any means, but it's far better than average for sure. The colors are mostly on the neutral sides, but the skin tones, they too look kind of pinkish or maybe a bit reddish as well. The good thing about the high megapixel camera is that it does capture a lot of details, even though the images are pixel binned. But obviously you have the option of capturing in full 50MP resolution. So that's good. The HDR here is also quite decent, but obviously not as good as Samsung does. But yeah, still pretty acceptable for sure. Low light photography is something that could use a bit of improvement. There is noticeable graininess here. So yeah, on the whole, it's a very decent camera. Well, I wanted to say camera setup, but in reality it's just one camera sensor at the back. And yeah, that is the one big complaint I have here. See, the selfie camera is also pretty good. It's pretty capable. As you can see the shots right on your screen, the selfies do look fine. My only gripe with this phone's camera setup is that, well, it's the same issue that I had with the Realme 8i. They also missed out on the ultra wide sensor, and with the new 9i also, you do not get an ultra wide sensor. Alright, so now moving along, let's talk about the performance here. And the Realme 9i packs in the Snapdragon 680 processor coupled with UFS 2.2 storage. And the phone offers some really good performance for its price tag. I mean, in my usage, I noticed no lags as such. The UI works very smoothly, everything looks fluid, and there haven't been any heating issues whatsoever. In terms of benchmarks, the phone is slightly better than the Helio G85, which is there on the Moto G31. So that's good. And as far as gaming is concerned, both BGMI and Call of Duty run at medium settings with no issues per se. So yeah, you can play at high frame rates of 90 FPS with medium settings or smooth settings, and your gameplay should be fine. And basically you can play on this for hours without having to worry about heating or throttling. So that's good. Now, obviously, I did talk about fluid animations, and that is part of the software experience. Now, the phone comes with Realme UI 2.0, which is based on Android 11, and I'm not really impressed by that. I mean, see, here's the thing. I love Realme UI. I just don't like the fact that Realme is launching a new phone right now that still comes with Android 11. I mean, Realme UI 3.0 betas are running around, but if you are going to be launching a new phone, the least you can do is ensure that it comes with Android 12 out of the box. So yeah. That is one thing that I feel that they kind of missed out on. But other than that, it's a Realme UI phone or ColorOS phone, whatever you want to call it. Feels smooth, works very snappily, no issues whatsoever. Alright, so lastly, there's the battery, and with the Realme 9i, you get a 5000 mAh battery with 33 watts of fast charging. Now, couple that with the Snapdragon 680 processor, and this phone can easily last 2 days without any issues. Now, personally, I am more of a heavy user, and even in that kind of a scenario, the Realme 9i was easily able to last an entire day of using maps for navigation, watching a movie like Eternals on Hotstar, listening to Spotify, playing BGMI for 2 hours straight, and obviously just using social media like Twitter and Instagram. So yeah, all in all, you won't really face any issues in terms of battery life on the Realme 9i. And whenever the phone discharges, you still get 33 watts of fast charging, so that's anyway an added plus. Which kind of brings us to the verdict, but before that, I want to discuss one very small thing. During the phone's briefing, a lot of folks were kind of interested in knowing why Realme is launching a 4G phone when right now the entire focus seems to be on 5G. I mean, if you take the last year into account, Realme had some of the best selling 5G devices in the country. They were pushing the bandwagon for it, and now that 5G is finally coming, why is Realme launching a 4G phone? Well, you need to understand some things. First, Those 5G services are coming to metro cities, that too on a phased rollout factor. Secondly, the I series isn't really meant for users in metro cities. The I series sells the max in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And in that kind of a segment, 4G is still a luxury. More importantly, whether it's a phone under rupees 15,000 or under 20,000 or even under rupees 25,000, the one common thing that we've noticed is that you either get 5G or you get more features. If you are going with 5G, you have to compromise on certain features, and the I series, the audience that goes for it, doesn't really want to compromise on those certain features. This is definitely designed as an entertainment package with that big display, with those stereo speakers, and obviously a design that you can flaunt. And those are the boxes that it manages to check well. You can use it for gaming as well, and the battery backup will easily last you for extended sessions. True. So at the end of the day, is the Realme 9i the best phone under rupees 15,000? No. The camera alone ensures that it does not get that throne. With that being said, it's one of the better phones that you can buy under rupees 50,000 for sure. Also, we will be doing a dedicated thorough comparison of the Realme 9i with the Moto G31 to see which phone makes the most sense for you. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel and have the bell icon turned on for whenever that video goes live. And well, that was it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more awesome tech content. Till then, this is Varun from GTR, and I'll see you in the next one.